Hello, my name is Christina Reyes. I'm from Midland, Texas. I'm a first grade teacher at Henderson Elementary. I've been teaching for 9 years. At the age of 31, I had my first heart attack. July 15, 2013, I was attending a training at Region 18, and we dismissed for lunch. We were going to come back afterwards. We went to go eat at Rosa's, had my chicken burrito, and right after, I just started feeling like I couldn't breathe. So I told my colleagues, I don't feel good. I kind of can't breathe, and I felt the tightness. And they were like, do you need to leave me, hon? We need to go? And it's like, yes. And so immediately I got up and I walked outside the doors, and I just I didn't feel myself. I felt the tightness here, and then I couldn't breathe. And I thought, I'm having another anxiety attack. And then they asked me, do we need to take you to the hospital? Immediately I said yes. So we went in, and I told them I had chest pain between my shoulder blades. I had some pain on my elbow, and I couldn't breathe, and the nausea started right there. And they said, no, we don't treat heart attacks. And I said, no, it's an anxiety attack, because I had the same symptoms when I was headed to Andrews for one of my nephew's ball games. They started an EKG on me. They tested everything and said, no, you know what? Yeah, we don't see anything. Everything looks normal, and you're 31. You don't drink. You don't smoke. I had all the I don'ts that indicated it's not a heart attack. So, but then luckily a nurse or a doctor, somebody noticed my EKG from the ambulance ride and noticed the elevation, and they said, something's not right. So they decided to go in for further testing. And then that was the last thing I remember until I woke up on a Wednesday morning. I had 100% blockage on my LAD side. They call it the Widowmaker. They said it was a miracle that I made it, because usually people don't make it after the Widowmaker, and they really didn't think that I was going to make it after. I had to start all over after single bypass open heart surgery. I had to start. It felt like starting all over. I had to learn how to walk and breathe again. And luckily, Brad was there from the rehab center from MCH, and he was really good and really helpful. And then later on, they sent me to the rehab center. We continued with meds, continued with follow-ups. Everything was fine until May 25th, 2017, when I started feeling, I did not feel the pains like the first one. It felt like burning sensation right in the middle of my heart. And I thought, wow, is this what a real heartburn feels like? I had never felt that before. And it was in the morning. I was in class working with my students, walking around helping them with the research and research projects. And I just felt this burning, and I said, okay, this doesn't feel right. I looked at my watch, and I noticed that my heart rate went from 80 to 45 real fast. It dropped. So I was like, okay, this is not right. I don't feel right. I asked my coworker, can you please step in and watch the kids while I go to the nurse? When I went in there, she checked me out. Everything looked normal, but she noticed that, she did say that it was not normal for it to go down so fast. And I said, well, you know what? I'm starting to feel better. I think, you know what? I think I'll just go back to class. We're okay. Not even a minute later, I started feeling it again, just that burning sensation. They rushed me to the hospital. They gave me some nitro, which really helped the pain and everything. And after hearing my background, just to make sure, they did an angiogram. I would tell people, tell other people that if you feel the symptoms, trust your body. You know your body, and if it doesn't feel right, and they tell you it's an anxiety or something like that, keep searching, because sometimes you're right. Go with your gut. It's scary because you think you're young. And there's no way, I try to eat healthy. I don't smoke and I don't drink because I don't want to have heart problems, or I'm trying to be healthy, and it still happened to me.